نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألا إن حزب الشيطان هم الخاسرون ألا إن حزب الله هم المفلحون. From the time of Hazrat Adam alayhi salatu wassalam, there has always been two groups, haqq and batil, true and false. The ones on the truth has always been poor, weak, inferior and less in numbers, and the false always rich, strong, proud, arrogant and more in numbers. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always gave victory to the ones on the truth. We see on one side Namrud, on the other side Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam. On one side Fir'aun, on the other side Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wassalam. On one side Bani Israel, on the other side Hazrat Isa alayhi salatu wassalam. On one side Qaisar and Kisra, on the other side the beloved Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. As Muslims, we should believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who gives victory, the one who is La Zawal Dhul Jalal, Lam Yalid Walam Yulad, Bemithal Bemithal, Azim Qadim Alim, Kareem Rahim Na'im. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most powerful, most superior, has no partner, no father, no son, has no example and has no parallel. Fir'aun killed thousands of children to stop Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wassalam being born. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wassalam be nourished by the same Fir'aun. Hazrat Yahya alayhi salatu wassalam was born when Hazrat Zakaria alayhi salatu wassalam was 120 years old and his wife was 90 years old. Nothing is impossible for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So first of all, have faith that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who protects. It is mentioned that if a person reads قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ and قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ morning and evening, he will be protected from all evil. Reading قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ 3 times is equal to reading the whole Quran. Secondly, love and follow no one but the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Thousands of salutations be on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the one who destroyed thousands of idols, brought the best religion, the best book, and brought the message of peace. Zindagi ko bandagi bataya, who taught us to lead our life, being the slave of no one but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Gathered all the people of Mecca under a mountain and asked, "How do you judge me?" They all replied, "You are truthful and can never lie." The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Then believe me as a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Otherwise, you will never be successful." As soon as they heard this message, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's own family became his enemy. But the Sahaba radiyallahu anhum gave support and sacrifice. We claim to love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam by celebrating Milad once a year. We should remember the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam all the time by practicing on the sunnats. Regarding Milad, we need to see how the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam celebrated his birthday. And the only narration we find is that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, I fast on Monday because I was born on Monday. So if anything was allowed on the 12th of Rabiul Awwal, it would be fasting and nothing else. We do not see anywhere in the Quran or Hadith that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam or the Sahaba radiyallahu anhum celebrating by jalsa, julus, marching in the streets or with lights. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us from bid'ah. By innovation, my dear listeners, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's condition was न ताज था न राज था मगर लोगों के दिलों पर कब्ज़ाए कमाल था. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not have kingdom, rule or authority, but had full control over the hearts of Sahaba radiyallahu anhum. They loved the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam more than their own family. Hazrat Sa'ad radiyallahu anhu, in his last breath, he did not remember his family, but said, O Ansar, make sure nothing happens to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hazrat Amr bin Jammuh radiyallahu anhu was lame. He could not even walk properly, but still gave his life. After martyrdom, they placed his body on an animal to take it back to Medina, but the animal would not move. His son said, my father made dua before coming out, Allahumma la turidni ila ahli. O Allah, do not return me to my family. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, seems his dua has been accepted. Bury him here. This is what we need to create, meaning when we say we love Allah and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it should be from the heart, not just a tongue. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala create this love in our heart. Ameen. Wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alameen.